From Facebook page gurus to overhyped fast food chains and that one vegan that won't get off your back, organic foods are constantly being shoved in our faces. If you're not eating organic, then you have some kind of moral failing. At least according to the proponents of organic eating. Is there any justification behind the fervor to get everybody on an organic diet? Does it somehow benefit the environment or ourselves or others in some way? Generally, the most common argument for eating organic foods is that they are pesticide-free or lower in pesticides, and they are better for the environment. However, organic farmers routinely use a variety of biological products and compounds to combat pests within their crops. They are effectively pesticides. To be considered farming organically, you just have to use a substance that's obtained naturally from the environment. In other words, not within a scary lab. Although I would like to note that uranium is a natural substance, and I don't see many people going around collecting radioactive rocks. Lab-produced synthetic chemicals are identical to what is produced naturally. However, consider that if you get something and extract it naturally, you control nothing about it, but with a controlled lab environment, you can change the dosage, potency, and effectiveness of that compound. However, with organic pesticides, this isn't always the case. We may not know how long they will last within the soil, and we may not know what their effects will be, because they're just not studied. There's a general assumption among even scientists that natural is okay, it's harmless, but as I said before, there's uranium. There's also belladonna, and if you eat that plant, you won't be coming back. But they have lower levels of pesticides. The problem with that is that we only test for pesticides known in conventional farming, so we may not be looking at those particular levels. You could be getting pesticides that you don't know about because they weren't looking for those. Organic products are absent of the chemicals typically used in conventional industrial farming. There are holes in our knowledge of what exactly might be in the residue on organically farmed fruits and vegetables and other products. Due to this, that can skew our perception. Our view of one over the other is inherently biased and flawed because the methodologies aren't even on the same level. If you've bought something raw like that, then scrub it underwater with a sponge and all will be well. It doesn't matter if one started off with less pesticide residue. At the end of the day, they're gonna come out the same. So it's not better for the environment, and we have limited knowledge of what it might do to us. But maybe there's still a chance that when we ingest it, we're getting healthier. We're getting more nutrition. A systematic review in 2009 looked at tens of thousands of papers published on nutrition, organics, and conventional farming. From the many studies that they looked at, they found 55 to further analyze. Within, they found that 2 of 11 crop nutrient categories were higher for organics and 1 for conventional crops. Because the difference between the two was so insignificant, they concluded that there was no difference. In 2010, researchers analyzed about 100,000 studies and found 12 to further analyze for nutrition-related health outcomes. They found no difference between those that ate a diet consisting of organics and those that did not. Studies that analyzed 362 other papers looked at things like pesticides in the urine, biomarkers and nutrient levels, breast milk, minerals, and other factors. The 3 reviews found no evidence to suggest that organics were any better. That's not the final nail in the coffin, because they do have drawbacks. The others might be called neutral. However, organics are expensive. You could often pay double for the organic option, or even more. Most people incorrectly attribute this markup to the health values and the environmental benefits, but as I've already discussed, there are neither of those. At best, the effects for you and the planet are trivial. Organic farming does not provide the same volume of product per acre that conventional farming methods can provide, and because of this, that means more habitat loss and more deforestation. With those stakes and that misinformation, I don't trust the organic industry with my money, and you should consider if it's worth it for you. Please know that you are incredible, and stay safe, my witchlings. And until next time, bye!